Welcome to Always Dolls. This is Sarah and I'm so glad you joined me. Using only basic crafting materials, our goal is to make our American Girl dolls a kettle that looks similar to the popular, super cute SMEG electric kettle. You can make this mini kettle in a day. And since this is a customized craft, you have the option of making your kettle any color you like. And if you're like me, you'll end up making more than one. This mini kettle is perfect in our dollhouse kitchen should the dolls want a cup of tea or cocoa or maybe a quick ramen noodle meal. In this video, we also share a bonus craft for doll-sized tea bags. So let's get making! To gauge the size of the kettle, we looked at items from our AG collection. This blender is about the right height, and the kettle is the right thickness. From sheets of regular copy paper, cut strips that are 4 centimeters wide. Using glue stick, adhere the strips together, overlapping the short ends by about 1 centimeter, and repeat this until you have a single long strip. For the body of the kettle, use a paper tube, or if you don't have that, a humble toilet roll. Begin wrapping your paper strip around the tube, ensuring the paper is curled firmly but not too tightly around the tube. Keep rolling until you get to the end of the strip, then seal the end of the paper to itself with glue. Depending on the initial diameter of your paper tube, you may need to add more strips of copy paper until it is the same thickness as an AG kettle. Carefully remove the paper from the tube so we can give it that domed shape like a SMEG kettle. To do this, find a tapered cap like the one on screen. Align the paper roll over top and gently push down. Apply liquid glue around the rim at the top and the bottom so your paper roll will hold its new shape. Once the glue dried, we applied another coat of liquid glue to be extra sure. Next, cut your paper tube to be 4 centimeters in height and paint the inside silver. Off screen, we glued a circle of paperboard to one end of our tube, closing up the bottom. Slip the tube back inside your paper roll, checking the top edge of your tube sits slightly below the paper. Find the back seam and cut a notch in the rim for the kettle's handle. You only want to cut through the paper, not the tube inside. Here we recycled a white deodorant bottle cap that will be the lid. Trim it down so it sits flush on top of your inner paper tube. Paint the kettle and lid. We went with a pretty pink. On cardstock, draw and cut out a triangle for the spout. Fold it in half and crease tabs on the outer short sides. Then paint this piece silver. From thicker paperboard, cut strips 1 centimeter wide for the handle. Layer the paperboard to make it even sturdier, then cut pieces that are about 4 centimeters long, bending at the top to make the handle. Paint this piece silver, and once it is dry, affix it into the notch you cut earlier in the kettle. On the opposite side, glue on your spout piece. Under the handle, add a strip of silver painted paper for detail and clip down a sewing pin to insert below the handle for the on-off switch. Now we have the kettle, let's make the base. Cut or punch circles of paperboard that are the same diameter as your kettle. You need 6 circles for the stand, 3 for the feet, and 4 for the inside base of the kettle. We also cut 4 smaller discs to connect the kettle to the stand. Stack and glue all your separate elements. Then take the piece for the feet and cut it into 8 wedges. Trim off the pointed tip on each wedge and double up the pieces for height. adhere the feet to your stand, aligning the curved edge of the feet with the curved edge of the circle. Flip over the stand and glue your smaller circle stack to the center. We can now paint the stand silver. On your remaining 4 pieces, trace a small circle at the center, then cut away this area. Stack and glue these pieces together, then affix the stack inside the bottom of your kettle. Next, we colored sticker letters with a silver Posca pen before affixing an S, M, E and G to the front and back of our kettle. We also added a tiny silver paper star to our lid as a nod to the American Girl logo. As a bonus craft, we also made doll-sized tea bags from a regular tea bag. Carefully cut open the bag to empty out the tea leaves. Then cut a section of bag to be 3 centimeters long by 2 centimeters wide. Where possible, we tried to keep the embossed tip for that realistic detail. Reseal the side of your tea bag with glue. You can reuse the string from the tea bag or cut your own if you have some in your crafting stash. Here we have a mini punch to cut out little labels from cardstock. It doesn't matter what shape you have, just so long as it's symmetrical. Fold the label in half, then glue one end of the string between the cardstock. Next, cut a rectangle of craft or brown cardstock that will fit inside your tea bag. Fold it in half and feed the creased end into the bag, pushing it down. Glue the top of the bag shut, sandwiching the other end of your string inside. Fold the corners inward using liquid glue to hold them in place. And you have an adorable teeny tiny doll tea bag. Best of all, you can make lots and lots from just one human-sized tea bag. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to help us reach 5K. Thanks for watching and see you soon for more miniature crafting fun.